Everybody, welcome to my Warframe beginner's guide for 2023. Of course, I am recording this in December of 2022, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to have such large updates, so this won't be valid in January. So I'm going to start this now, whilst it's still fresh in my head. We've literally just been streaming out what we think the good ideas are for the beginning of the game. Got quite a few experienced players in my PC clan, but we're playing on Xbox, so they can have a fresh account. Either way, on this first screen here that we're able to see, we have a choice of 3 Warframes. Realistically, there are only 2 to pick from. We can pretty much discount Mag. The only real reason and the best thing about this Warframe early game is the passive that will allow you to pick up resources a little easier. But it really isn't going to take very long to get a Sentinel, basically a companion that could do this for us anyways, so we don't really care about this. And the abilities that Mag has are quite specifically geared to certain enemies because it's magnetic damage, and the amount of damage really isn't all of that high until we can get some better mods. So we can safely leave Mag out of our starting lineup when it comes to the Warframes that we're going to want to pick from. So that leaves us with Excalibur, which is the most popular starting choice. This is because Exalted Blade can do a ton of damage, particularly at melee. And as you can see, even slashing, it gets like a ranged beam, which does really good damage and overall is pretty good. It also has Radial Blind, which works as a stun for when you're in kind of like desperate times. So pretty good. Some nice stuff here for Excalibur. And the alternative, it's kind of weird because it tells you that Volt's going to be the high damage one, but I don't think that's the case. Volt is the utility pick here. So Volt gets a few damage abilities in Shock and Discharge here, which does like an AoE around Volt, which is pretty good. But the main reason you're going to pick Volt up is the speed ability, which is going to allow you to run faster. There are a lot of missions in Warframe where getting good speed up is particularly useful, and with some of the open world zones that you can have access to early in the game, this can kind of help you get around a bit quicker and can be pretty decent early game. As well as that, you also have the electric shield. It only shows you Volt putting 1 down here, but you can in fact put multiple of these down, and they're based on time rather than damage. There are multiple shielding abilities in the game. So as long as you have that shield up, you're going to be immune to range damage effectively, which is rather nice. And in like defensive missions, we have objectives that you want to maybe shield from enemy fire. This is also a really good pick for that. So because of this, I find Volt to be the most flexible pick early game. And because I want to be improving and get around a bit faster, I'm going to be picking Volt. A lot of people will pick Excalibur, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick Volt. Let's get into the first mission.